Isn't it time for you to come back to the islands? Phuket is open and it's never looked better. Choose your trip to your favourite island with 5-Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. I'm Jay, and introducing our special guest for Thursday.
Thank you very much. Oh, not me.
Backed by popular demand is Natty.
Hello, everybody.
Hello Natty. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me again.
Welcome back.
Yes.
And Tim Newton.
I thought I was the special guest.
Sure, you are
Why
a
is Natty
special,
so
special
special?
guest.
You're always special. That's
Yeah,
why.
right.
That's right. All right. Before we start the program, I'd just like to give a quick thanks to Jack. Thank you for your generous donation to the Thaiger, Jack. We appreciate you, and we appreciate the donation that you've made to us. We've received it, and we acknowledge it, and thank you very much.
Very generous indeed.
Yes.
Thank you, Jack. Much appreciated.
Yep. Also to Coffee Culture. Thank you, Coffee Culture, for these beautiful mugs. You can buy your mug at coffeeculture.asia. You click the link in the description below, and you'll get a 10% discount for being a Thaiger. That's right. All right. As well as, just give a quick update. This weekend, we're going to be having more videos coming out for you. It's the return of Bangkok Pat with a new documentary. I believe it's about Mandarin Oriental and its heritage in Thailand, as well as a spice challenge that me and Natty have done in the last couple of days, to which I was recovering yesterday, and to which I have halfway recovered to today. All right. Today we'll be talking about the Thailand Pass. We'll be talking about the Constitutional Court ruling on the protest leaders from last year, as well as protection for online shopping and a little information on some tourist attractions that are opening up in Thailand. So let's first start with the Thailand Pass. It's a hot topic, and address some frequently asked questions.
Well, I suppose not so much frequently asked questions, but clarifications on things that people have found very confusing. As we know, at the moment, there's about 2,000 to 3,000 people coming into Thailand on the Thailand Pass. Anybody coming into Thailand at the moment has to have one of these Thailand passes, whether you're a local or whether you're a tourist, a business person, everybody has to have one. The only difference for the locals is they don't actually need the insurance part of it, because as local citizens, they get the public health care and the universal health care, so they're covered under that if they have any health problems upon their arrival with COVID or whatever. So one thing that needs to be stressed, interrupt any time, guys.
Yes.
Is that the Thailand Pass is administered by a host of government organisations, hence some of the problems that they've had. So it's actually administered by the Department of Consular Affairs, by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Okay.
So this is where you can already see where the problems lie. It's not run by the Immigration Department. It's certainly not run by the TAT. The TAT is just a propaganda machine for the Department of Sports and Tourism. They do all the advertising. They do all the big shows overseas. They're not actually administering this. They're just pumping it up. So here are a few things that people may want to know. For example...
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Why is it not one central person, or not person, sorry, an institution like the TAT, or
Well, why isn't it like the Immigration Department? Why don't they say, you guys already have infrastructure there, you have officials that deal with tourists and travellers every day, why don't you do it? No. So they've set this up as like a sort of a separate entity.
Yeah. They have so many departments. If the Thailand Pass being so important, wouldn't they just come up with a department just for itself? I feel like it deserves it.
Yeah, I feel that way too. But I mean, I guess they want to give a lot of jobs to a lot of people, so they create new.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great way to create jobs. But you can see there's obviously a lot of interdepartmental hassles here, which has caused some of the confusion with the Thailand Pass. Also into this, we've got the Department of Disease Control, who work under the Department of Public Health, and they're administering the vaccination side of it. So And then they're also part of a member group which involves 30 countries that have got a PKI system, which is a public key infrastructure that is able to recognise the vaccine, the QR codes on the vaccines certificate. So if you are from one of those countries and you've got that QR code on your upload, then you can be automatically approved. So that will help.
Yep.
And I'm sure we're going to get plenty of questions here and throw those in as we go.
Natty and me will be addressing some of your comments. Natty, do you have one for us so far?
Yes, I do actually, and it's on your computer. Well, Mr. or Mrs., I don't know, Bacon Overflow, I like your name there. The Thailand Pass has application status tracking now. That's pretty good. So people know exactly where they are in the process. I didn't know that, so.
So that's just happened literally in the last 24 hours or so, where once you've uploaded everything, you can actually find out what's happening. Are you being approved, or has anybody actually received it? So you're right, that's only happened in the last 24 hours or so. At the moment, about 50% of people who are applying are automatically approved.
Yes.
If you've got all your ducks in a row. So that's worth remembering. And here's a tip too. If you to get it all to happen smoothly, you need to book a hotel package. That's at an SHA Plus hotel that includes transport from the airport to your hotel and the PCR test, which at the moment is administered by a hospital that's connected to that hotel. So don't just book your hotel booking and upload that. That's not going to... You need to have the PCR test and the transport involved. Children, a lot of people asking about what about kids? For the Test and Go program, children must be under 12 years old to be exempt from being vaccinated. For the Sandbox program, they need to be under 18 years old to be exempt.
Okay.
Again, that may be changed to everybody under 18 will be exempt from vaccination. That may happen as early as this Friday, or it might happen the next time they review things, which will be the start of December.
That's right.
Now, fully vaccinated, if you want to know what that means, we're going to put a link under this story. So you can go underneath and it'll show you the vaccines that are currently approved and also the mixed vaccines which are now being approved.
Yep.
Which vaccines have you got?
Sinovac and AstraZeneca.
So you've got a mix and you're...
I both AstraZenecas.
Okay, I'm both AstraZeneca, but they're now allowing people in with mixed vaccines.
Yeah.
Can you hear the noise out there?
I'm pretty
Can
sure
you
they
hear the
can.
noise?
They love the ambience. They love the office ambience. I'm surprised you haven't shouted yet.
When it comes to the upload, there's a thing called the length of stay. How long are you going to stay in Thailand? So it's easy if you're a tourist. Natty's booked to come here for 2 weeks, 14 days, easy. But what if you're an expat and you've got a long-term visa? What do you put in that length of stay? Also, if you're got a, an elite visa, they can last up to 5 years. Yeah. So 1,200, what are you going to put there? So now they're saying, okay, it's a bit of a problem. For expats, you can just put in 999, which is the largest number of days you can put for your length of stay.
Yeah.
They're also going to change or looking at changing the date of departure as when your holiday starts to the date of arrival, because there are a few problems. One being that you have to have that PCR test 72 hours before your arrival. Sometimes the actual trip, depending on your transits and stuff, can take more than 72 hours.
Also, sorry, talking about PCR tests, one of the questions from yesterday, someone was asking, I'm traveling in January, do I have to wait 7 days before my trip to apply? Because that's the only time that you have to do your PCR test 3 days before. We've got a lot of comments regarding that question. You can actually apply for the pass now, and you can do the PCR test later. The PCR test is not required for your Thailand Pass application.
There you go. So the other thing they're looking at is actually dropping the PCR test before you leave and only having one when you arrive. Now that is not approved at the moment, but they're looking at that because some countries are actually getting rid of PCR tests. So people will not be able to have them in some countries. And as the whole COVID thing sort of relaxes around the world, let's hope that continues, PCR test might be harder to get. So they are looking at actually dropping that particular requirement. Another thing they're looking at is that they're going to try and streamline the situation when you arrive. So rather than having the PCR test at your hotel, is you'll be able to have it at the airport, and they're going to have a more streamlined system and perhaps get rid of the PCR test and use the rapid antigen test, which you can get back in 15 minutes. So these are all things they're looking at. So if you think the situation has been overcomplicated and there's been some problems and gremlins, yes, they're acknowledging these things and they're saying, here are some of the improvements we've made and here are some of the improvements we're looking at in the future. That's a bit of a, that's sort of some of the things that people have wanted to know, some clarifications. But we're going to put some of that information underneath this video.
All right.
That sounds really complicated. I'm so happy I don't have to go through this.
But if we leave the country,
right,
just to go for a couple of days in Malaysia, which you can now do, when you come back, you're going to have to go, at the moment, through the Thailand Pass. Right. So take that.
Damn it. Okay.
All right. You know what? I'm going to push up the break a bit earlier. Let's take a quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about Constitutional Court ruling on protest leaders, as well as online shopping protection in Thailand, and some information on Doi Inthanon opening up in Chiang Mai and Spice Challenge. We'll be back right after this. Hello and welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. You are watching us after the break. We still have special guest Natty.
I'm still here.
She's still here. And also swiveling in his chair is Tim Newton.
My chair spins around.
He's always got to make an appearance.
Hello to Foxy up in Konkan, who said hello. He's the first commenter today.
Yeah.
So I asked him, what's the weather like in Konkan? And he gave us a bit of a quick weather report. Up in Konkan, which is the northeast of Thailand, sunny, no clouds, and pretty cool this morning. Thanks, Foxy.
Pretty cool. I wish it was pretty cool here. It's hot weather here in Bangkok. It's always hot and steamy.
We're sort of going into that cool season. I love this time of the year in Bangkok because usually you get all that radiation from the buildings and the footpaths, and just walking anywhere is like hot. This time of the year, from sort of now till maybe the start of February, you get those sort of cooler mornings. It's a really nice time of the year.
If it's not under 13 degrees Celsius, I don't think it's cool.
Well, it's cooler.
Cooler. Yeah. But I mean, here in Thailand, if it's under 20 degrees Celsius, everyone's
freezing.
Already in the jumpers. I am. I'm used to this Thai weather. All right. Any comments, Natty?
I guess from this guy, Mr. Triple Jack 82. Morning, guys. Sabai mai. I guess he's
Sabai
Di ka.
Okay. I've got a comment here from Monchai quickly. Team Natty is back. Why are Jay and Tim still hosting? Move over already. Just jabbing at you guys. Thank you for the daily program. I really enjoy you all. Thank you, Monchai, for watching us. Team Natty is indeed back. Trying to push us aside.
Roman here, a member, thank you very much for being a member, says they need to open the bars in December. So I think the hot tip is that from the 1st of December, they look like they're going to open the bars. I think that's a pretty important step, and a lot of people are waiting for that. So good luck. We'll keep you informed if it happens.
Yes. All right. Let's move into a little bit more serious, controversial topic regarding the Constitutional Court making a ruling on protest leaders. Now, yesterday, on Wednesday, the Constitutional Court ruled that the actions of 3 protest leaders, that is Anon Nampa, Panupong Mike Jatnok, and Panusaya Rung Sitijira Watanakun.
That's Rung, Mike, and Anon, which have been reported widely in the past when we've reported on the protests.
That's right. In Thammasat University last year in August, there was an attempt to overthrow the constitutional monarchy. That is what the court has ruled on, and that's what the court says that's what they were trying to do. Now, according to the court, the demands in the speeches that these 3 leaders made at the event on August 10, 2020. In subsequent speeches, they were calling to oust the king as head of the state and the democratic government. The speeches also advocated for the abolishment of the lese majeste law, section 112 of the Thai constitution. The court ruled that these speeches were violating section 49. Natty, what is section 49?
Well, basically, it just demands that no person can exercise their rights or even liberties to overthrow the democratic regime of the government with the king as head of state.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
And does this ruling, does it carry any punishment for these 3 protest leaders currently?
Are you putting me on the spot?
Well,
I mean, yes.
No.
No.
It's interesting because the Constitutional Court have interpreted what was said at those speeches last year. There was one in July at the Democracy Monument when Rung was the first person to read out what they called the 10-point manifesto. And then it was reiterated at Thammasat University, which is the event referred to in this Constitutional Court hand down. So their interpretation of what they were saying is that they were actually trying to get rid of the current head of state. My interpretation, and this is nothing to do with what's been ruled, but we reported last year the things that they were calling for did not include the removal of the head of state of Thailand at all, but they were talking about codifying the role of the head of state in the constitution, and I suppose just trying to sort of codify it so it was listed in the constitution as the role that person would play.
Okay.
So it's an interesting situation where we've got these 3 people now who have been told you were wrong, you did the wrong thing, but there's no punishment.
Yeah.
But they're certainly setting themselves up for if they speak up again on these matters, they're probably going to bring the guillotine down fairly heavily.
Right.
So an interesting situation. Interesting also that Mike, Anon and Penguin are still in jail.
Okay.
Penguin had COVID-19 about 2 months ago. Rung is now out of jail. She's the young lady who was the first to read out that 10-point manifesto. That has sort of been the backbone of the protests all last year and recently. So as Thailand starts opening up and the Thailand Pass is all the restrictions are slowly pulled away, are we going to see more protests? What do you think? Do you think the protests are going to start ramping up again now that the people can get out and actually fill the streets, and as long as they're wearing their mask? What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I do think that, especially with the younger generation, nowadays we feel a little bit more open to express our individual, opinions, and we're not afraid to show it, and which is a good sign. I think, like, in any situation, doesn't have to be demonstration necessarily, but just in general, we're more open, and they just want to open a dialogue, say, with the government, not necessarily protesting anything too severe, just wanting to talk, like, what can things be adjusted, maybe. And it's probably good to note that, they were saying that they were not asking for a revolution, they were just asking for a reform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the term, that they were always talking about reform. They were never talking about abolishing the monarchy or anything like that. It may be a subtext to what they would like to see in the future, but it was never actually mentioned in public that they wanted to abolish the role of the monarchy. Of course, in other countries that have monarchies, the situation has changed constitutionally over the decades and centuries, where in some countries like England, you still have the Queen of England, who is the head of state, but she really acts on the wishes of her parliament and the instructions from the Prime Minister. She constitutionally can administer her own laws, but she never does. And that is codified in their constitution. So I think by seeking reform and codification of the role of different people who are involved in your government structure is probably a healthy thing, but that, as we continue to say, is for Thai people to work out, although we'll do our best to try and pass on as we delicately walk around the flower garden.
Right.
Bring that information to you.
Okay, last on this ruling. This ruling, like Tim said and Natty said, does not carry any punishment. However, it can be used in other pending and future cases against these activists and supporters. All right, quick segue. Do you guys like shopping?
Wow, great segue. I love shopping.
Yeah?
Yes, yeah.
How do we get to shopping from constitutional matters? I actually sort of enjoy shopping. Sometimes you have to go and get things. I don't really like just wandering around shopping centres for hours, just looking in the windows of things I can't afford.
Yes. Well,
But
yeah.
we've got shopping online now.
That's right, especially with COVID hitting the world in general so hard. Online shopping is now at another level. And a new panel in Thailand has been made to protect online shoppers. The Ministry of Digital Economy and Society has set up a committee to tackle problems arising from online transactions, such as fraud, any issues that people have. They're going to be having better customer service. They're going to be having better departments that handle customer complaints, as well as gather information to come up with guidelines so that people don't fall into this trap. So another quick question. Have you ever actually been part of an online scam or part of a shopping scam?
Well, fortunately, I have not yet experienced that, so I'm very lucky. I also I'm a little bit old school. I'm unlike Tim, who is really hipster. I prefer shopping in the real life, window shopping and all.
No one has ever called me a hipster before. That is a first.
Not with that polo shirt, yeah.
Oh, what? Come on.
Have you ever faced a scam?
Yes, well, not so much a scam, but things that I've ordered online haven't arrived. So there's three things I've ordered over the past 12 months. And yet before COVID-19, I probably would have been relatively resistant to shopping online, but now I actually really enjoy it. Today is one of those days that's going to be really big because all these are like Lazada and Shopee, for example. They have these promotions on the 1st of the 1st, the 2nd of the 2nd, 3rd of the 3rd. We're now on the 11th day of the 11th month, which is actually a very important day for many Westerners, but it's also today a big day for these online shopping forums, and they're huge discounts.
That's right.
And I think we've got a link under the...
That's right. Up to 90% discounts at on any online shopping site. I believe in Lazada.
It's really big.
Yes, on Lazada in general. So
I bought shoes.
yes.
I've bought...
Swimming pools?
I bought my swimming pool online.
You bought a swimming pool.
A swimming pool?
How's that even possible? Okay.
Well, it's
Inflatable
it?
swimming pools,
Oh,
but like a really
inflatable.
big one.
It's
a
not-
really big one.
It's 5 metres. It's about 1.3 metres high.
Wow.
You can get wet in it.
Okay.
It comes with a filter and the hoses, and it came in a box.
Yeah, you could buy a washing machine. So yes, click the link in the description below to enter 1111 Lazada shopping, and you can find up to 90% discounts on whatever you like.
You can literally buy anything. I think you mentioned this morning you can buy sushi or something.
Oh, sure. Yeah. You can
buy
buy anything.
food on Lazada?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a new to me.
So,
Why
so
would you
Food
want to?
Panda merges with online shopping.
Yeah.
So you can get clothes.
10 pairs of socks.
Yeah, literally anything. You just put in your search engine what you're looking for, and the stuff usually arrives a couple of days later. It's very, very efficient. I ordered a pair of shoes. This was what really annoys me. I saw these shoes and thought, I want those shoes. And I bought them. I think I paid 1,600 baht.
Wow.
Which is a fair amount for a pair, but I thought, I want these shoes. And I thought, okay, with shoes, you can usually get the size pretty correct because it's a standard measurement. Whereas things like large, small, medium, that's a bit more hard and open to interpretation. But with the shoes, I thought, I can get... Never arrived. That's like 8 months ago. And every time a package arrives, I go, oh, it's the shoes. But it's not the shoes.
It's not the
no.
shoes.
You're never going to see those shoes.
Hashtag the story of the lost shoes. All right, we're going to take another quick break. Once we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about tourist attractions opening up in Chiang Mai, as well as a little bit more information on Natty's obsession with spice. We'll be back right after this.
Choose your trip to your favourite island with 5 Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
Hello and welcome back. That was a quick break. Do you feel refreshed?
It was very quick indeed.
Yes.
Message here from Kuya Buffalo Dan, who makes a ridiculous comment saying Lazada and Shopee are huge scams. They are not huge scams. They're big shopping destinations where you can buy just about anything. And I would say, I don't know, I'm sort of making up this number, but a good 99.9% of the goods that you buy on these are delivered. The actual companies, Lazada and Shopee, they're just the platforms. Anybody can go in there and sell stuff. So you just need to check the ratings, because if you're a seller, you are given a rating.
Yeah.
So you need to check the ratings of those various
I think people generally would. Like when I'm going on Lazada and shopping, I'm looking at the ratings. You can also see how many times the shop has sold that specific item that you're buying. You can also check the reviews. You can also click on the shop to see what other products they sell, to see, check their legitimacy. You can also message the shop owner for any questions that you have. So, yeah.
I also like this comment from Bacon Overflow again. He said, I can already imagine hipster Tim drinking an oat flat white. I don't even know what that is. And his inflatable, an oat flat white though. Or is it an old flat white? I don't know.
It's like one of the, possibly might be one of those, hipster
stuff?
drinks in Starbucks. It's like,
right.
I can imagine Natty going into Starbucks and being like, yes, I would like a chai tea latte, which is the most ridiculous name for a drink. A chai tea latte.
Chai tea
It's
is
basically saying tea latte.
I love chai tea. It's a difficult thing to get in Thailand. They don't sort of have it at the coffee shops here, but in Australia, it's quite a common thing to get. It's chai. Have you had chai tea?
I love it. I love it.
There you go.
Why is it called chai tea? It's just chai. Chai means tea in Hindi.
Yeah, it's sort of an Indian tea with masala and spices, and it's a really nice taste, but a bit difficult to get here.
They're saying, I want tea. Come on, guys. We can be better. Let's be better. Let's learn and grow together as one. All right, moving on. It's now time to talk about Doi Inthanon. Now, have you guys been to Chiang Mai?
I have been to Chiang Mai. Have you?
I've been to Chiang Mai. I haven't been up the mountain, though.
Well, Chiang Mai's famous Doi Inthanon National Park is scheduled to reopen today. Ooh. After being closed for months due to COVID-19 pandemic, Doi Inthanon, Thailand's highest peak, visitors at the parking gates were...
How tall is it, Jay?
Actually standing up till 5 a.m. Excellent question. 2,500 and, I believe, 65 meters tall.
What's that in feet? I don't know.
Irrelevant and unimportant, because we deal in meters like the rest of the world. I'm sorry to all our American fans.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't been there, but I've seen lots and lots of photos. It's one of the photos of Thailand. When you sort of go to the tourist brochures, it's usually a long-tail boat pulled up to a beach in Krabi, or it's the view from Doi Inthanon with the misty valleys.
Right.
I think that's why people really like it, the misty valleys, the mountains and the mist, and it's all very brigadoon and romantic.
Actually, Doi Inthanon is famous for its like waterfalls and hiking trails, and I heard that the hiking trail is really, really far and long and arduous in a kind of. And so I'd like to challenge you maybe to go on the hike. It's a 2-hour hike.
Speaking of challenges, we'll get to one of those in a moment.
Yeah.
I think you put off Jay from accepting your challenges in the future. I know Thai people love going up to Doi Inthanon during the what we sort of call the cool season.
It's a little cold up there.
Up around Chiang Mai. It's very popular because it's only like 2 or 3 months, but it can get quite chilly and sort of below 10 degrees.
How chilly, Natty?
It's about -8 to 10. Minus
-8.
-8. Sorry, was I being very mathematical there?
Definitely not -8. It's not snowing.
-8.
I think about 8 degrees might be about
Oh, right. That's
-8 would be snowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine if it was snowing though.
I don't think it's ever.
I don't like that.
No one's ever skied down the side of Doi Inthanon. It's not
but
that high.
It would be so amazing if it did snow here. Anyways, talking about challenges, me and Natty did a challenge this week, in specific a spice challenge. And yes, for those of you watching, maybe you're thinking, oh, Jay, you're an idiot for trying to enter a spice challenge with a Thai person.
Jay, you're an idiot for entering a challenge with a Thai person.
That's right, because Tim was asked, I asked him about 59 times to join the challenge, but, with age comes knowledge and intelligence, and therefore he said no. And that's something that I should have said as well. However, for the team, I put myself in the challenge, and that video is coming out this Saturday. But Natty, I'd like to ask you, what is this obsession with Thailand and spice?
I think historically, right? Spices and chilies, we just used it to preserve food because we didn't have refrigerators back in the day, and I don't know, salt wasn't quite a big thing, so we used spice like that.
But to keep the food sort of fresh.
Yes, correct.
Well, it would not only kill bacteria, but some of those spices would kill just about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at some of these dishes that people eat during lunchtime, and my eyes water just looking at them. You sort of see the oil and the red, and I go, oh my God, that must be so spicy.
Oh my God.
But why is it that I can't tolerate spice, but you can?
I think it's just like when we were growing up, it's just kind of common in our household, and we've been feeded with that stuff for a long time, and we're just like immune to it. Maybe our taste buds are kind of now like
all
malfunctioning.
burnt to the crisp.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, because I used to actually be able to tolerate, I don't know if there's a level from 0 to 10. I might have got up to about 5 when I first came to Thailand. I spent a good year here, and I used to sort of build up my tolerance. But then I got a bout of shingles, and that, for whatever reason, cut my tolerance back down to about 1.
Yeah, but an Australian level 5 is like a Thai level 1, pretty much.
And when Thai people, I say to them, is that spicy? They go, oh, no. I go, okay, it's spicy.
Yeah,
I do not believe them.
But this sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the level of spice that Thai people eat would put most Westerners into hospital. Ooh. I'm deadly serious about that. I mean, Joe, you were seriously ill yesterday.
Yeah. I was very ill yesterday. I don't know how I did the show.
How spicy was that?
I don't want to spoil, but it was okay. It was tolerable for me.
Up to 15 Thai red and green chilies.
What does that mean?
That means hot.
So, but it was still tolerable for you?
Yes, very tolerable. I was actually enjoying the meals. I was like, Jay, do we not have more food on the table?
She finished it all like a weirdo. But so, Natty, are you one of those people who, they have their somtam and you're crying while you eat?
Ooh, I've never cried while I ate before, but maybe I was tearing a little bit, like, ooh.
Okay. But you enjoy that?
I do enjoy. Another thing that Thais like, not only spices, but also sweetness. So when you tell people, like, oh, don't put too much sweeteners in, they'll be like, okay.
Well, the thing about Thai food is that it really combines so many flavours in the one dish. Mm-hmm. And in some ways, and this is what makes it taste fantastic, the taste sensations are so overwhelming. And they include sugar and salt. MSG is very popular, and it gives Thai food a really unique taste.
Mm-hmm. Sugar, spice, and everything nice.
Yeah.
Should we go through a few comments?
Let's go through a few comments.
Chiang Mike wrote to us, and he actually gave us an interpretation of how many feet the meter. He said about 8,400 feet, but he's pulled yes. Is Brigadoon near Bonnie Doon? Says wasn't me. I mentioned Brigadoon, which is sort of an old Hollywood musical. Lerner and Lowe, I think, were the writers, and it's about a Scottish town, and it's in the mist and it disappears. And Bonnie Doon is also a town in Victoria. Yeah. Nothing to do with each other.
I've got a quick comment here from Sivakumar G, who says non-spicy food is unimaginable. I kind of get it. I love, for example, let's talk about Indian food. I grew up eating Indian food. I love Indian food. I can't imagine Indian food without, Indian spices. Just like, Natty, would you enjoy Thai food without the spice?
No, because it's kind of part of the ingredient already. Like you always have to have salty, sweet, spicy, and if you miss one of those elements, it's not traditional anymore. Okay. It's not authentic. Yeah.
All right.
Gamer James says, I don't eat spicy or any Thai food. I just like pies and chips and baked beans in Pattaya. Well, I think you are missing out on an entire layer of the Thailand experience if you come to Thailand and you don't try the food. In fact, I would say, why even bother? I mean, you can get hot weather in a number of countries. You can get nice beaches, but you can't get authentic Thai food unless you come to Thailand.
Yeah.
And I would strongly recommend, no matter what your tastes are, just get into those markets and try some Thai foods.
Yeah.
And, do check the spice level, though, because be very careful with your first bite, because if you get a full mouthful, you can be running in all sorts of directions.
You might think you can eat spice. So like this comment from Scuffed Stream, it says, Jay, you're Indian. Your whole life is spice. You're right. My whole life has been spice. But unless you've come to Thailand and had Thai spicy food in the Thai way, what Natty would like to eat, that's a whole nother level of spice. You've never tasted spice before.
Gijo asked a follow-up question: what's the difference between Indian spices and Thai spices?
Oh,
they are quite different.
So think of it like this: Indian spices is food where the spice is added to the food to add flavor and taste, and I would say it's hot. So if you eat it, some people can still have stomach issues because it's a different level of spice. Thai spice is like burning your mouth spice. It's making your eyes water, sweat from your scalp. I'm foreshadowing what has happened to me in the spice challenge.
When I think of Indian spices, I think of the word vindaloo. Anything that has the word vindaloo, I think, I'm not going there.
That's the more spicy version of the foods.
John says that Natty stick a sock in Tim's mouth.
I am not wearing socks right now, so maybe next time.
Thanks. Great advice.
Just the foot, then.
If you cannot be open-minded or compromise with any formidable discussion on any subject, the leaders that are in control can't accept it because their personal lust for power is a complete fool. Well, okay, I think they're basically saying, thank you, Bumblebee, that they think the government should be more open to criticism and stuff.
All right. Okay.
Nitbarn says, sugar, spice, and everything nice. I didn't know Jay is a poet.
Why? Thank you, Nitban. Thank you.
He's a poet and he doesn't know it.
It's definitely from somewhere. It's an Easter egg for whoever understood. If you know, you know.
The only spice Tim likes is the Spice Girls. Ha 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 ha.
Everybody loves the Spice Girls, don't they? I don't know.
I can't even name
not
the
my
Spice
generation.
Girl. No,
I
I somehow missed the Spice Girls too. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So thank you very much for all your comments.
Yeah. All right. I guess this is a great place to end the show. Natty.
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I know. Yeah. Natty. Thank you for coming onto the show again.
Thank you for
Back by
having
popular
me again.
demand, and again, you will see Natty again on Mondays. Good Morning Thailand next week. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Natty.
you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you to Jason behind the buttons. Thank you to Shai editing the videos on the side in his dark corner.
We should mention that there was a whole show going on behind the cameras today.
Oh, that's
I think
right.
there was a problem with one of the cameras and we saw plugs in it. So congratulations to the guys for keeping all the wheels in motion during the show. But hopefully nobody noticed.
That's right.
I told them anyway.
Yep. Thank you to the viewers for joining us today on our live episode. We hope you've been enjoying it. Like you might have noticed, Good Morning Thailand is going live every morning around 9 o'clock to 9:15 a.m. Depending on, setup and on. However, yes, we
Depending on how long Jay spends in the makeup chair.
That's right. Yeah, clearly. It's not working. However, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being patient. And thank you for always being supportive. We hope you have a great day and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.